this has actually been stated and it's been recorded for thousands and thousands of years. This is ancient wisdom, and that is that the root of suffering is attachment. If you've seen some of my previous videos, you notice that I always encourage you guys to try and look at life from a more still, universal perspective, as though you are looking at things from a bird's eye point of view. And so, like this, you are able to recognize if there are problems, or in other words, if there are obstacles to the flow of life, anything that stops life flowing more smoothly. And so from this you can propose many questions as to why certain things are taking place, why human beings are acting in certain ways. And so one interesting question we can ask ourselves is the question of, why does suffering exist? And so when you take a close look at this, you'll quickly realize that the root cause of any form of suffering, and this has actually been stated and it's been recorded for thousands and thousands of years. This is ancient wisdom, and that is that the root of suffering is attachment. Attachment is that which leads to suffering. So if it's the attachment to an idea, if it's the attachment to a person, if it's the attachment to a material possession, if it's the attachment to a status, to a belief system, to anything, essentially attachment leads to suffering. Why? It's because attachment introduces the possibility that that which you are attached to can now be lost. When you are attached to something, you don't want to let go of it. When you are attached to something and you hold on really tightly, you are doing the opposite of letting go of it, because you don't want to lose that thing. That which fuels attachment is the fear of losing that which you are attached to. And this is on every single level. Whenever you find yourself suffering, whenever you find yourself being overly stressed, overwhelmed in a negative way, if you look closely, you can find the root cause being attachment. So, what do you do in this case? Because the truth is that attachment will always be there. No matter how conscious you are of attachment, no matter how you look at it, it will always be there on every level of life. So the importance that I want to highlight with you today isn't so much what you are attached to. It is more your relationship and your reaction to the attachment. So for an example, if you are really attached to a TV series or a fictional character, let's just say, what tends to happen is that, that's a really bad example. So one example in terms of your reaction or relationship with any form of attachment could be to realize that this thing that I am holding onto can one day go. And if this is coupled with the realization that whatever is yours will be yours no matter what, this will somehow reduce so much weight from your shoulders. It will liberate you in some way where you are pressurizing yourself a lot less. It doesn't matter so much if this thing is lost. Of course, you'll feel the pain of detachment. You'll feel the suffering from that which has been detached from you. But essentially, if there is this underlying understanding, it is that which will propel you into liberation. It is that which will allow you to move on and let go of the past. Now, to wrap this up, I wanted to tell you that it is possible to let go. It is possible to just understand that whatever you are holding on to, it's okay to let go. It's okay to leave things where they are. If there is a specific goal you want to achieve, it's okay to leave that goal where it is. Do what you can do now to bring you closer to that goal. If there's a person that you're attached to, it's okay to let go of this person. If this person is meant for you, they will be there, they will stay. And this sort of truth or this sort of principle applies across everything in life. And even with yourself, the way you react with yourself and the way you respond to your own ideas, the way you are attached to your own ideas, if you let go of ideas, how will that affect the way you maneuver in life? So one question I would like to ask you is, what is one thing that you are attached to? What is one thing that you could never let go of, that you feel as though it is impossible to let go of? It would be interesting to have this discussion and speak about this with you. I also wanted to mention that I post daily on Instagram, so do send me a DM. I read all my DMs and I reply to all of them. I'd love to speak with you and get to know you more. And aside from that, I really wish that you've gained some insight from this. Thank you so much for watching and see you next week.